Okay, all right, good morning, girls. I have to say, I am a little nervous because I'm not as nervous about the last one as I was with the first one because I'm like, oh my God, it's the last one. I feel like have I given them everything that they need? Have I like given them the tools? I feel like that high school mom and like their kids are graduating. It's like, oh, do they know everything they need to know? Like, I'm feeling a little emotional because I feel like I have, but then I don't know. So, and this has been like so fun for me. Okay, it's been a little stressful because I just want it to be so valuable and be so good for you. So I think about it all the time. So in one sense, it's been stressful, but in the other sense, it's been so freaking fun because it has allowed me to like come into my own like space, that like you don't get to experience as a wife or a mom or something else. So for like it just like moves out of my soul like effortlessly, So in that sense, it's been you guys have like put the capital K in Karra, like this space. So thank you. And I want to go over a couple housekeeping items and then move into our workout plan today. Number one, I think, is I want to make sure I get some testimonies from you girls, like if I can ask, like today or tomorrow, the latest. One of the biggest reasons in me doing this and being so live and interactive and so long is to get results for you and to get some testimonies that I can use to hopefully not hopefully, to sell a program later. So some video testimony would be really helpful. And I have some questions I'll send to you. But what's really important is that if you can help me pick a few questions, I'll send you a list, send me a few questions, do a few questions that you're comfortable with, and put your phone in some good light, like up against the window. It doesn't matter if it's like slightly tilted or not super perfect, but good lighting is really important. And then if I ask the question, like here's a question I'll show you would be, what made you join this course in the first place? Like looking the camera in the eye and instead of saying the question, like say, I joined this course because, does that make sense?
Yeah.
And it doesn't have to be like, don't rehearse it, like let it be natural and genuine, but it does help if you're not like looking down and being like, I joined this course because, and so on and so forth. And then when you send it to me, if you could please send it to me, however it needs to be, but it's really hard to send a file that's like really long. So I find that if I send something longer than a minute, I need to go through another drive, and that just creates more work for you. So if you're okay sending things in minute intervals, it will be so much easier for you. Don't worry about it being choppy because I can send it to my tech guy, and he's going to chop out like ums and uhs and pauses and all of that. But if you guys could help me with that and just if I get you those questions and you pick out a few and send me some videos of your testimonies like today or tomorrow, that would be so helpful and amazing.
Cool.
And I'd be great. Sure. Okay. Number two is I have some questions about this course to just ask you. If you guys could just give me, there's like 4 questions where it just helps me know, like, is this valuable? What would be different? So number 1, do you think that the exercises alone would have helped you? Like if you were just given the library of exercises, would you have experienced the same level of success, or would it have been helpful for you?
I think it helped that you were on with us, because sometimes we were doing stuff wrong, but we didn't really realize, but I didn't realize, and you were like, oh, just do that a little bit like this, and so that helped me.
Okay.
Yeah, especially in the beginning with like the breathing and trying to connect your breath with your pelvic floor, that I think would have been a lot harder to really understand and make sure we were doing correctly if it hadn't been live where you were pointing out what the issues, especially, and the 360 breathing as well.
Getting that expansion. Okay.
Mhm.
I've watched your reels and stuff on your Instagram, and like I followed them, but it was like way better, and with the one-on-ones.
Mhm.
Okay. Okay.
Also, what I've noticed is that you noticed what to explain better. Like when you have a short thing, you explain what you think you need to explain, but then you saw us and you were like, oh, right, that is something that you specifically need to watch out. How do you have to position yourself, put your butt back, or things like that? And I would not have known that. So I would do my exercise wrong or differently. In fact, you said that, oh, the way you do it, you train this, but we're trying to train that. So things like that.
Okay.
Mhm.
Okay. What do you think was the most valuable part of the workshop? The lives, the groups, the group connection, the one-on-one, the library? If you could triage the most valuable part.
For me, I think the most valuable part was having the the one-on-one connection with you, like you really saying that you need this, kind of like what Denise just said. That was probably the most valuable for me.
Yeah, the one-on-one class, like when you did the one-on-ones with us, that was really good.
Okay. Yeah, where I can like hone in and make it specific for you and what you need with your body.
I think for me, this setting right now, that's
The
that
group.
was the first, because the one-on-one for me, it's great and I love it, but just because I can get to do a few more things, but the whole group is just more.
Okay.
Mhm.
There's just more variety there and we can get so much more done.
And the library is good too, because at least we can like, if we miss it, we can just do it in our own time. If we can't get onto the call and stuff.
Yes. Yeah. Okay, cool.
And later on.
I like the group because we still got some one-on-one instructions with you, since it was such like a small group. And then I still felt like I got that from you in the group setting. But then I love the library because it has everything on it, and then I can go back and reference it. And I feel like I don't have to take notes, or
Yeah.
try to remember because I forget everything.
Perfect. Great. All right. What else would have been helpful for you? I know we've talked about like more like workouts.
I think for me specifically, maybe a little bit more accountability somehow. I don't really know how that would be, but like maybe to like check something off. I don't know.
Like a list.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm kind of poorly motivated.
We all are. It's like I'm like, oh, I have to do things I don't want to do. Yeah, it's uncomfortable. Yeah.
Mhm.
But you showed up. I don't think you've missed one, Julie. You've like come hell or high water. You're here.
Yeah, it's been very valuable to me.
Anyone else? Anything else would have been more helpful?
I
Or
think
would have been helpful to have along with this course?
you did really good.
Yeah.
I think so too.
Yeah, I think you did like, yeah, more than expected. So
Yeah.
Okay, that feels good. I want it to be amazing for you, and I want it to be able to be amazing for the next person. I have one more question. What would you like to see available for other women?
In the course or in general?
And with this course, yeah.
I mean, just the course itself. I think it's so valuable. Like, I can't even get over how much I've learned that I didn't know.
Okay.
Like, even like the small tidbits, like I know I keep bringing it up, but like the blowing your nose while you're sitting down to pee, like that literally blew my mind. And I'm consciously thinking about it every day because I have done that probably my entire life.
Okay.
Or like pulling the pelvic floor, the diaphragmatic breath, all of that. Like, I was never ever taught how to breathe properly. And in fact, I was thinking about it, and I remember I like vividly remember a friend of mine coming over. We were both pregnant with our first kid at the same time, and she was teaching me how to belly breathe. And it was like this incredible thing, and it's going to keep us having abs and our pelvic floor intact and da 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 da. And it's incorrect. Like it was not the right way to breathe, you know? And I literally thought that I was doing the right thing since I was pregnant with Joey, who's going to be 9 in August.
Yeah.
So it's so valuable. I mean, I'm sure like the information is more out there now, but like at least for me, when I first started having kids, like there was just no conversation really here in America around your pelvic floor and the health with that and like how important it is. And quite honestly, how easy it is once you know what you're doing. It seems so daunting to fix it, but you've made it very attainable.
With you.
Yeah, thank you. Glad to hear.
specifically,
Yes.
Yeah.
it's like there's a lot of information out there, but you give a lot of like whys and examples and like correlations like that we can relate it to. And then your like knowledge of the anatomy and how the body works together is so great. So like I think there's a lot of wrong information out there that I've seen from different quote pelvic floor therapists or different people that say they're experts, but I just think that your stuff and your knowledge is just better.
Thank you.
Yeah, I was trying to tell my sister about it a little bit, and it's like I can just see her eyes glaze over, and I'm like, you're gonna just have to do her program because there's so much information.
Thanks, girls. Well,
Maybe now that we're done with it or almost done, like a syllabus. I know that sounds very schooly, but to know, oh, and this week we're doing this or something that like now in retrospect, I was like, oh, what did we if I had now a piece of paper, instead of having to click myself through there to be like, oh wait, this is the stuff I want to do now, instead of week 1, 2, 3, because I don't know. So
Like
I
a
like
PDF printout or something.
something that shows me everything. Okay, this is, or even on the, it just says week 1, 2, 3, right?
Yeah, I'm actually glad you said that because I am working in the back office right now, like restructuring, giving it language. So it's not just week 1, week 2, so that you can look at it and say, okay, this 1 through 4 is foundations, right?
Yes.
Like we're going to relax the pelvic floor. We're going to lengthen the pelvic floor. We're going to, week 5 through 8 is function. Week, giving it like some language so you can find what you're looking for. Yes.
Which I'm not sure if you could have done that before, because I know you kind of molded it with us a little bit with what we could do, what we wanted to do and stuff like, or where the conversation led us. But now that you've done it, I could totally see this helpful to have it before and after.
Yes. I'm glad you said that, because that brings me into like, I am doing some things in the back office. I'm probably going to move a couple things around in there, like break up weeks 1 and 2 into 3 weeks, because I think there's a lot of information, and then give it some names, and then I am going to have to take our recorded videos and put them somewhere else for you guys, because right now I had to make them public to put on, and like I do nothing on YouTube. I don't make any like tags or anything. Like I don't work on YouTube to like get attention or be noticed. But one of our videos has like several hundred views, and I don't know how that happened, other than it is public because I had to do that to put it up here. But somehow I want to be able to make these accessible to you because you have paid for them. They're yours, but I also want to be respectful of your privacy. That 1, you paid for it, and 2, like I don't want people like looking at us where we're like, you know, have our back out. So I'm gonna have Sean work on like moving those out of there and like putting them somewhere else where you might need a passcode or something separate for that. And then instead like doing like a 2 to 3 minute like overview like this of like, here's what to expect in this chapter. Here's what to expect in this chapter. So that will be, I'm going to structure that a little bit differently.
Something I think maybe would be helpful for me is, or for next time or whatever, you did all the individual exercises and breathing movements and everything, and those were great. But I liked how these last couple of weeks you've had like 10-15 minute videos together And so that might have been helpful also the first few weeks to have the broken up exercises, because you go in depth for each one, but then also putting them together so then you can just watch it and go along with the video after you've already practiced, like I've already practiced the individual exercises with those broken down videos. Does that make sense?
Yeah, so what I'm hearing you say is like doing a 10-minute flow where they all flow together without the pauses, without so much dissected information, so that once you know it, you can just like dive in and do it. Okay, I love that. I want to add that in there for sure, because that is really valuable. You're right. You've got like the dissected personal trainer, like microscope stuff, and then it's like, okay, now I want it to feel like a workout.
Yes.
Okay. You guys all like, yes. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. And then I am all into like doing like the next phase. Like I love, you guys have given me this idea, which I never would have even thought about, like weekly, monthly, whatever, like workouts. I'm in, like, I feel like I could commit to 2 a week, and I don't want to be boxed into like just 10 minutes though. I don't know how you guys feel about that, because sometimes you have more time and you want to do more, and sometimes you can only do 10. But I feel like I could commit to like 2 workouts a week, and if I can like throw in a bonus one because it feels good and I have time, great. But like 8 workouts a month, I think that would be really fun and a great way for you guys to stay with me, and also like stay in movement and momentum with structured exercises that are strengthening you and good for your core and pelvic floor. Anyone open to like moving on to phase 2 with me?
Yeah.
100%. Sign me up.
Okay.
I'm in.
You guys, I want you guys to help pick the price, because I do not know what's out there. I am not a shopper. I don't know, which is a good thing and a bad thing. It's a good thing because this is like my stuff, right? Like I'm not like out there with a microscope stealing other people's stuff, being like, oh, that looks good. But it's a bad thing because I'm like a ghost writing this, right? Like I'm like writing the skeleton blinded. So I'm gonna let you guys like lead me on that, because you guys are the women of the world, right? Like we've got people who are postpartum and want to get pregnant and have an injury and just want to be preventative. So the diversity that you guys see and that you are makes the program.
What if I'm just spitballing here, and you take what you think is good, but I could totally see that you do, maybe if you say 2 a week, you could do one that is short, one that is longer, and then you have different different tiers. Like for example, I have a hard time with the hour, just because of life, because every time my husband's like, okay, I'm meeting but 10 minutes or 15 minutes or something like that, because hi and stuff, you always say hi, and we talk a little bit and stuff like that. But 15 minutes, I could do that. And then you could have who wants to do the 15 minutes, who wants to do everything, who wants to do the long, like things like that, like tiers. I could totally see that. So if you have once a week, 10 minutes or 15 minutes, I'm going to be there.
Yeah.
I'll make that work. I can make that work. I can commit to that. But I could not commit to 2 times a week, 45 minutes. I could not.
Okay.
Are you saying, Karra, just like with your idea with all of this, are you saying this would be like a membership?
Like a membership, yeah.
Sorry, I was trying to set up my camera so I didn't have to hold my phone and it fell. Would it be like, so like a membership, we talked about that, and then is it like, okay, 2 days a week, I'm going live, you're joining me in a workout, or is it like we pay whatever the price is, and then it unlocks the 2 videos a week? Like we could do it whenever, so it's not like a live thing like what we're doing right now.
I don't think live. I think live is hard for a lot of people to commit. Do you agree?
I totally agree. I almost think like
pre-recorded.
Like for me, okay, so for example, I bought the Better Me app. I think I told you that. And it's like an at-home Pilates, like 10 to 15, I think it's like 10 to 20 minutes. And the whole thing is like you do it every day, but you don't have to do it at a specific time. I can go in and do it whenever I want. And I'm paying like $30 for like 30 workouts, I think. Granted, it's a way bigger app, so I think maybe you should charge more since it'll be like a smaller amount.
But something like that, where it's like, okay, I have access to these videos. It's 8 a month and it's all designed for the pelvic floor, however long you want to make them. And then you can go in and like pick and choose, like, okay, this is her 45-minute kick my butt, glutes and hams workout. This is her like 10-minute, like that, like video, like little blurb videos.
Building a library, but it'd be pre-recorded. I'd put it in like 10 minutes, 20 minutes, and then, you know, maybe like just because I love you girls and it's a good practice for me, like throw in an extra one that's a little long and, you know, you have it. Like, honestly, let me commit to 8. I'll throw in 10. Okay, give you 2 extra. And then, because it's good practice for me and it builds my library, right? And then I can structure it. But I don't think live is the way to go, because you guys are busy and you want to be able to just like plug it in. But I think like somewhere around the realm of like $20, $25 a month feels fair to me. I don't know what's out there.
I think that's awesome. And it would be cool too, like just if you ever wanted to, and like zero pressure because everybody has like crazy busy lives. But if you were like, hey, like on your stories, because I watch your stuff on Instagram, and you could be like, hey guys, this Thursday, I'm going to go live and do a workout. Join if you want. You know what I mean? And we could like, it could be like a fun, like girlfriends community. We're all going to work out together type of a thing, whenever it works.
Like maybe once a month, hey, if you guys want to join, I'm going to do a live. If you can make it, great. If not, you're with us in spirit.
And it's literally whenever works for you, because you're doing the live. You know what I mean?
Right.
You don't have to be like, when works for everybody. It's like, I'm going live on Thursday at 10 a.m. Join if you want.
And no pressure. Yeah.
No pressure. Yeah.
One of those can be like, one of those bonus ones can be a lot. Yeah. Love it.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. I want to be respectful of our time. Thank you so much for helping with some housekeeping items. I love it. Love it. I'll work on getting that stuff out to you through our group thread. Let's move. Woohoo. Okay. So, some of you have the miniband that's blue. Some of you have the miniband that's cloth. Either way. It doesn't matter. You're gonna put it above your knees, and you need your long bands. In the way. Thank you, girls, so much. All right, actually, I'm gonna go ahead and just get moving a little bit because I feel like the movement feels good. I'm gonna hinge over, arch my back, open up my hips, inhale round, exhale arch, inhale round, separating my shoulder blades, breathing into my back, creating that expansion. Inhale. Okay, now find a neutral place with that pelvis, and I want you to just rotate, give me some thoracic rotation. Inhale. Inhale. 4, 3, 2, 1. And all that, grab your band, and pull it up overhead. Pull those shoulder blades down. You're in a nice neutral place with your pelvis, so you're not arched or tucked. Knees are soft, not locked. And I just want you to pull one elbow outside the opposite, or outside its ribs. And think about, as you're pulling that, we're working onto your lat and your serratus. So this would be like helpful for someone with a rib flare. Inhale, expand, get wide. Exhale, exhale. Pull tight. So the band is right above the crown of my head. Pull. I'm not collapsing with my knees. I'm externally rotating at my hips. Feet are flat, and I'm not creeping the shoulders up to the ears. You're pulling the shoulder blades down and back. Okay. Working on those posture muscles. So when you guys start to get flare-ups, or things feel heavy, or things aren't laying right, I want you to go back to the foundations of our program, because the foundation works. So standing, flat pull downs is what I'm going to call this one. Okay. Now let's open it up. You're going to rotate your palms to face the ceiling. We're going to work the backs of the shoulders. And now I want you to, actually, let's just have you externally rotate the shoulders. As you do this, here's what tends to happen. People arch their backs, they dump their pelvis to try to get more movement with the shoulders. This is a really difficult range of motion for most people to get, because we live like this, okay? So you're just squeezing the elbows at your ribs, and you're externally rotating Try not to creep the shoulders up. I want to peek at you because this does get goofy. Okay, Suki, move your wrists up into your elbows a little higher. So you're like holding a, yes, down a little bit. So wrists are in line with elbows. Okay, and we're not collapsing into the knees. So you're active with your legs and your glutes. There's tension on the band, and we're not arching the back. The pelvis stays neutral. Okay, shake that out. And you feel that in the backs of your shoulders. Yes?
Yeah.
Okay. I want to add a movement with your legs. Actually, just shake out the band for a second. I'm going to do one movement without something, and then we're going to bridge the two movements together. Okay, I want you to give me some like penguin walks. So your toes are facing forward. I want you to imagine you're leading with your heel, your ankle. So imagine there's a string on your ankle, and I'm almost slightly internally rotated a tiny bit. Think about pushing those hips not just to the side, but back a little bit. Put your thumbs on your ribs and your thumbs on your hips. And we're not leaning or rocking with the torso. Let me just see what this looks like. Yes, Leah, so perfect, so pretty. Julie, rock your whole body a little bit so you're kind of like upright, just abducting that leg. Let your body kind of tick-tock with your legs. Do you see that? Tick,
yeah.
tock. Maybe I'll call these tick-tocks instead of penguin walks. Tick, tock. I'm stiff right here. I'm just literally like a pendulum, like a grandfather clock. Okay.
So you're feeling it like here in your glute?
Glutes, yeah, your glutes and your right here through here.
Okay.
Shake that out. Now I want to piece this movement together for you. So you're going to externally rotate at your shoulders. I'll show you from the side. So keeping those ribs stacked right over the pelvis. We're not rocking, choking up on that band as you need to. Elbows stay tight next to your ribs. So sometimes the elbows, like Julie, your elbows are coming away from your ribs. Keep them nice and tight. One thing you can do is put a towel in between your elbows and your ribs as feedback, like you're not going to drop the towel. Okay, how are we doing? Sarah looks good. Okay, okay. All right, shake it out. You guys feel that in the backs of your shoulders. We're working on aligning your posture. So when you're walking, you're running, you're doing exercises, especially walking, like pay attention to when you girls walk, like push your stroller or whatever. A lot of times we walk, and if you're an anterior pelvic tilt someone, you're going to do this rib flare. So an exercise like that trains you to be able to do work with your upper body and your lower body while keeping communication and alignment right here. If you remember from the beginning, when we fall out of alignment, other things have to compensate because the diaphragm and pelvic floor are not in best communication. It would be like you have no cell tower. The cell tower is over here. The cell tower is over here. They're not like, there's a misfire. Okay. I want to move on and give you another exercise like that where we're communicating upper body and lower body together. I'm going to show you what it is. You might have to readjust things. I'm going to lace my band up to an anchor point that is a little higher. So I'm going to show you two different exercises, and we're going to put them together. So first exercise is you're going to row those elbows, brush your arms along your ribs. And have a little bend into my knees. I'm not arched with my butt. My pelvis is in alignment, but I'm slightly hinged, because when you're slightly hinged, you can have a little more recruitment and support from your glutes. And as you pull, you're sweeping those elbows back just like that, Carrie. I'll let you guys get set up. Okay, so I want you to think about a row, girls, in two parts, okay? There's the part where you're rowing, you're pulling, and then there's the part that we miss, which is squeezing those elbows back behind your shoulder blades without flaring the ribs. So it would look like this. So we row, and then think about, watch my shoulders, that little external rotation at the shoulders right there, which we did when we did this first movement right here. We externally rotated with the band. Now we're gonna do a big row and then externally rotate. Doesn't have to be as much movement as mine, but you can feel that stronger squeeze in the backs of your shoulders and around your rhomboids without flaring the ribs.
So are you wanting us to actually move our arm out
No.
or just kind of a slight, okay.
Here,
Okay.
that's all I want you to do. Did you see that?
Okay.
Row,
Yeah.
squeeze. Without
Okay.
creeping the shoulders up to the ears. Yes, Leah, like that. Yes, Carrie, like that. Yes, Sarah, like that. Okay, can you feel the difference?
Yeah.
Okay, that's a row. So I want you to think about that for the rest of your life when you row. Whether you're doing dumbbell rows here or with a banded row here, think about a row in a two-part movement. Row, squeeze, without flaring right here. Okay, second exercise. We're gonna put it together. I'm gonna put two together, but I'm gonna break it up for you. Okay, with the band, we're gonna do an alternating lunge. So lunge, step, lunge, step. So your legs are far enough apart that there's constant tension on your band through the whole movement, from the step back to the step up. Your booty is back. Step together. Inhale, lengthen. Lindsay, push your butt back a little bit more. Pause at the bottom of that lunge. Lindsay. There, that was better. I want you to lengthen your glutes, stretch the glutes. So I'm going to show you the difference. Thank you, Lindsay. So it can be habit to just kind of like step back like this. What do you see when I step back like this? I'm leaning back. I'm working my quads. There's not as much of a hinge. But when you hinge, I'm lengthening my glutes. When you lengthen your glutes, you're lengthening your pelvic floor. When you lengthen your glutes, you're using your glutes. Step together and come outward as you step together. So you're working that glute med and your internal rotators. Okay. Everyone feel good?
Do you want us rowing at the same time that we're lunging?
Yes, that's the next thing. You got it.
Oh, sorry.
So now we're gonna piece, it's okay, you train with me, you know. So now we're gonna piece it together. So you're gonna step back, row. Step back, row. Think about that row in a two-part movement. Hinge, step together, row, squeeze. Switch, step together, row, squeeze. Let me watch you. Step, row, squeeze. Pull those shoulder blades back a little more, Julie, at the top. Yes, think about trying to get the elbows to kiss, even though they won't actually do that. Okay. And as you step up, you exhale, contract, lift the pelvic floor, wrap the abdominals from bottom to top.
Oops.
Okay, you guys look good. Carrie, I would, don't worry about doing it right now, but I know your thing adjusts. If you girls can, so for you girls that like have your anchor point up a little higher in that movement, I just want to go over because there's a couple of you. Can you guys see me okay? So if it's up a little higher, just make sure you're pulling your arms down as opposed to reaching those wrists up by your armpit.
Okay.
So, do you see the difference there? So when you sweep it, it would be like the same thing if you're doing a row, a bent over row with a dumbbell. If you're doing a bent over row with a dumbbell, you don't want your hands to be up towards your shoulders because now you're going to recruit your traps. You want to get the most out of that you can for your lats by sweeping that dumbbell towards your hips. You can try that right now and just not even have a weight, and you'll feel the difference with no weight. So same thing if your anchor point of your band is up high. This is still a great exercise, but just make sure you're pulling right to that bra line. You're gonna get more work into your mid back rather than your upper back. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Okay. Oh man, I'm sweating so bad. Okay. All right, girl. All right, take this off. Take this off. I want you to hinge at the hips. Palms are gonna face away from your body. And you're gonna pull the band right into your bra line. So there's a soft, natural bend into my elbows. I'm not aggressively locked. Pinkies are out. I want you to feel the difference here. Pinky, about just the angle of your wrist. Okay. Now change the pull so that now your palms face each other. As you pull that band, the tendency is for us to lose range of motion because it's a big movement for our back, and to arch our backs to get it there. You want to try not to arch. Give yourself more slack on the bands. Okay. Now I want to ask you, take a pause, rest your back. Did you feel the difference when you pulled the band like this versus when you pulled the band like this?
Yes.
Yeah.
You should.
Mhm.
There is a big difference. When you pull the band leading with your pinkies, you're going to feel that mostly in the back of your shoulder. When you pull the band palms facing each other, you're going to feel that more in your mid back, in your rhomboids.
Yep.
One is not worse than the other, but I think for what you girls need, for what we need with posture and alignment, we're not bodybuilders. We're not trying to like get the cap on our shoulder. Palms together, so you're going to get more muscular recruitment from your mid back, which naturally wants to round. Okay. I want you to think about that, because that is, or be aware of that, because it's a tendency where people don't notice that. Okay, so I'm going to call these bent over reverse flies. Now drop the band. I'm going to give you a second exercise. And I want you to abduct the legs. There's tension on your band. Hinge forward. Now you can choose to hinge with a kickstand leg. Ideally, if you can, come up for air by lifting that leg and hinge. We've done single-legged hinges in our program before. As I hinge, I'm trying not to open at the hips. I'm trying to keep those hips closed. Check you out. Tension on the band, you're abducting. Yes, oh my God, Julie, I'm in love with that hinge. Booty goes way, way.
By abducting, sorry, with abducting, are you wanting us to push this one out when we go down?
I'm not externally rotating like that. Good question.
Okay.
I'm abducting, but keeping
Oh, I see.
things neutral. Yeah, I'm glad you asked that. All right, better hinge, Suki. Think about pushing your booty way back. Soft bend in the stabilizing knee. Oh my God, you girls nail it. You feel this in your butt, right?
Yes.
Okay, I want you to get even on the other side, and then we're gonna add that reverse fly.
Karra,
Yes.
that one hurts my knee a little bit. Is there like a abbreviation just for my left side?
Yes. Okay, so for you, hold on to something, put your foot up where you're supported, and we're gonna do those internal, external rotations. Get supported. You're gonna feel this and more probably because you're more stable. This is in one of our weeks. I forget which week.
I remember that one. Okay. Move to the wall.
Okay, now think about where your pelvis is in alignment when you're hinged. Think about where your leg is when you're abduct. Like Sarah pointed out, or Carrie pointed out, we're not externally rotating. We're just abducting, like in that very first exercise of the TikTok or pendulum, whatever we want to call it. Okay, shake it out, relax your backs whenever you feel like you've made an even Steven piece here. Okay, now we're gonna add that movement. So palms together, get tension on your band, TikTok, sorry, row, hinge. Inhale down, exhale pull, inhale up. Take a breath. Inhale, whoa. Inhale down, exhale pull. It should be an exhale up. So use your breath like gas. Use your breath when there's the need, when there's a strong need of pull, of exertion. Suki, pull your palms together in that row a little more. Yes, palms face each other. Dude, my butt is on fire and I did like 3. All right. Sarah, does that feel better for you against the wall?
No, I think it's just my knee. It's like, it's a sharp, anytime this knee has to be like stabilized.
Okay, try this. I'm gonna give you one more.
Sorry.
So, no, dude, you're good. Put your leg back. Put one foot.
Okay, that I could do. Okay.
So you're still abducting. You're still getting that glute.
My gym is such a mess right now.
Oh. All right, if you haven't switched the other side, switch to the other side.
Oh my God.
Feel like more work? We're like synchronizing upper body, lower body, total body movements together. Great. Okay, Julie, when you go down in that hinge, pull your wrists. I feel like I'm seeing your wrists come up here. Pull them down so you're like this. All of you, your rows should be like this. So you get more work into your mid-back. The higher up your wrists are and that band, the more you're gonna feel this in your neck and your traps. You wanna feel this right in the middle of your back and the backs of your shoulders. Here. How are we doing? Oh my gosh, you guys get to witness, right? This is like a daily thing.
Latte, dear.
Latte.
Aww.
Thank you. Oh my gosh, look how pretty that looks. So pretty.
Yeah.
So nice.
Hot as heck over here though. Okay. Do you feel like you got that? This is a great one because just like we started like in weeks 4, 5, or 6, where you're like on your back, synchronizing upper body and lower body connection. Now we're doing it without support. You're having to stabilize, synchronizing upper and lower body work. All right, I'm gonna do another one. Let's have us hinge. Go back to your, hold on, I gotta look at my notes really quick, guys. Go back to your spot right here. All right, Sam can come up, fully in. You're gonna hinge over, like so. Your band is in the middle of an anchor point. Drop your chest, open your elbows, and pull. Inhale, reach. Exhale, pull. So as you're pulling, I'm going to show you this view. What sometimes happens is the elbows, you want to have a nice erect spine so you're not rounded here. Sometimes the elbows want to fold. You want those elbows open. So try to get those elbows, the backs of the arms to face the ceiling. And as you reach, you're going to pull those elbows and your wrists towards your hips. Okay, we'll do that again, Leah. Right there. Good, Leah. Okay. I'm watching you, Julie. Okay. Yes. You should feel this in your lats and your mid-back. Carrie, that looks great. Okay, Denise. You're a little rounded right here. So if you can, lengthen your spine a little more, even if you need to. Denise, pretend this is a chair. And this is for you guys too. If you are feeling pulling in your low back, don't ignore that. Don't work through that. That means you don't have enough support from your core and glutes, and your low back is doing a lot of the work for you. So pretend this is a chair or a stool, And you're gonna, oh, that's a bad example, sorry guys. You can do this exercise, I'm on a little block, but do you see how now I'm keeping my spine long?
Oh, you're pulling behind the neck.
I'm pulling, wait, what does that mean, behind the neck? I'm trying to get my arms up over my head, yes. Without bothering the shoulder, of course. But you want your hands, you're in this row. Part of it is, you guys, I'm good at, I do a lot of mobility work, so I'm like not very tight in my chest. If you're tight in your chest, this is gonna be really hard to get your hands up this high. But what we want to avoid is this, the pulling where you're gonna pull with your chest. You want your wrists in line with your elbows, reach, pull. Denise, does that feel better? It looks better. Sorry, I'm on.
Yeah.
Okay.
I just imagine sitting on something and then I
Okay.
guess work
Perfect.
better.
All right, shake it out, you guys. So we're gonna add to that. Everyone feel good?
Yep.
Okay. Now I want you to get on one foot here. You're gonna balance on one foot. Woo, rotate and down. Airplane and down. In external rotation, internal rotation. Yes. Internal rotation, external rotation. Just do like 4 or 5 each side. Just feel how it feels. Notice what your body has to do. Good. Nice. Okay. Get even on the other side.
It's hard to keep my balance.
Yes. That's gonna be those glute stabilizers, those internal glute stabilizers. But it is
Do
such
we
a bit.
have arms long or pulled back?
So for this, wherever you feel the most balanced, but we're gonna progress that to this.
So you have them more long. Okay, I have to readjust that. Okay. So I can pull.
Yeah, so we're working on lengthening and strengthening those glutes in those deep, deep, deep internal rotators. That's why you're like, oh my God, it's hard to have balance. It is hard to lose balance. As a woman, our center of gravity is in our hips. When our hips change places in space, the muscles of our pelvis have to be able to connect, fire, and stabilize. Okay. So as you pull, I want you to think about this. As you pull the band, for some of you who've moved on, as you pull the band, I want you to get the hips square to the floor. You are going to be the most stable right here. And as you pull, you should feel you're going to contract at the base of the pelvis or base of the pubic bone, wrap, lift and engage the abdominals, and you'll feel that wrap a little more at the top of your ribs.
Are we still, sorry, I had to go wipe a
Yeah.
poopy bum. Are we still pulling like we were previously, or is it?
Yeah, still pull like this. You just added a rotation.
A rotation. Okay.
Okay. So, Suki, I'm gonna suggest some things for you because I do see the balance is a struggle. And then what's happening is when you're so focused on balance, then your arms come like down here to row, and it's not a bad row. I want to let you know, like if you're rowing here, that's not a bad row, okay? It just means you're not gonna get the mid back as much, but you're gonna get more lat focus. But what you could do to kind of bridge that is rotate, square, and then give yourself a little kickstand of support with your back leg. Rotate, square, kickstand of support, row. That way you're still bridging and building those stabilizing muscles, but you're also not compromising the integrity of your form with your upper body.
Okay.
Okay, I'm gonna look at the next exercise while you guys get even on those sides, okay?
Still doesn't hurt. Horrible. What's with you? Sam.
All right, I'm gonna show you, I'm gonna go back to that. Yes. Your block, you see I have a block here. Block right there. Okay, Sarah, I'm gonna get you some stuff, once I recognize your knee's not gonna like standing on a lot of stuff, but I'll get you some other things to do here. So you're gonna stand on your block, and we're gonna work with some hip shifts. Just stand, hike those hips. Inhale, drop. Exhale. Right. Down. Right. Sarah, you can do this on the ground. Rocking my head forwards and back, which is the okay, get even on both sides. Does anyone not do it on one side? We're pretty even. Okay. Are you doing it on both, Julie?
It's like she didn't have a yoga block, so I'm using these stepping stones.
Oh, okay, that's cool. I thought that was a Bosio. I was gonna say that's freaking amazing. Okay. And I want us to progress with your band. Your band. I'm gonna lace it around my mid back. I'm trying to make sure I'm in the frame here. The hike. Chest flat. So as I do this, I'm imagining I'm like giving a tree a hug. Okay, I want you to imagine you're rotating your palms to face the ceiling. You're leading with your pinky. Put a soft bend into your elbow. So let's actually, sorry guys, I should have broken that up for you. Let's try this in a 2-part movement. So just this guy. You can choke up on that band however you need. I think I'm gonna choke up a little. Actually, I'm just gonna choke up here. Okay, it's right at the bra line. And my palms are facing the ceiling. There's a soft bend into my elbow. Almost like I'm trying to get my elbows wide, so like I'm hugging a tree. And you should feel this in your chest and your shoulders. Yes. Yeah. Okay. Turn to the side so I can see your side profile. Palms face the ceiling. Yes, so pretty, Leah. That's it, Denise. Yes, Carrie. Good, you girls already moving ahead. I love it. Okay, go ahead and try it on the block with that hip shift. Okay. Okay, can I mix things up for us a little bit? Can I add a little rotation? So now you're gonna step. Rotate with that hip shift. So I'm opening up, getting some side body rotation. Hugging that beach ball. Yeah. Okay, I love it. Other side, looks good. So we're doing this again for your hip shift, hip stability. And now when we open that up, you should feel a little less stable. You could change the surface that you're doing that on to like a Bosu ball, like Julie, or a taller bench. And as women, we tend to avoid things like push-ups and chest exercises, but we do still need them. We're tight, we don't like it, but we hold our babies here. Okay. Wrap it up, fit even on there. And then I'm gonna give us another exercise here. Okay. I love you girls. How are you doing?
My shoulders are on
What's
fire.
that?
Huh?
What's that?
I said my shoulders are on fire.
Yeah, that's good. All right, I want you to. Oh wait, you mean like the front of your shoulder,
Yeah.
Carrie? Or Sarah? Okay.
Yeah.
From that exercise.
Yeah.
Okay, get steady in this band. I want you to crisscross your body, crisscross your band. I want you to do a little squat. Abduct. Ooh, that does not feel good for me today. Squat, abduct, and lift. Now this should really have more range of motion. Sorry girls, I'm gonna change this on the fly. This would be great if you have like a tube band that has handles, but this does not feel good for this. I'm gonna change this, hold on. And not all of you have that tube band, so let me see what I wanna do here. Okay, I'm gonna change this. So got your band, I want you to come into a lunge. Come into a lunge, choke up on this band. Step and abduct, there. Step and abduct. Put your hands right here on your low tummy. And you should feel those lower abdominals fire. I'm lifting with my elbow, getting the elbow in line with the shoulder. So as you lift, you will also feel the obliques wrap on this side with that rib flare. Think about leading with the elbow. So sometimes in these shoulder movements, we lead with the front of the shoulder. And that's why, Sarah, you might be feeling that mostly in your the front. Lead with your elbow, and you're gonna feel this more in your medial delt. The top of your delt. Let me watch you girls.
Oh yeah, wow.
How's that feel, Sarah?
Way better.
Okay. Step, abduct. Okay. Step, abduct. Good. Love it. Switch sides. The inconsistency here is like the band, right? You just gotta like find that sweet spot of like, is this even with the other side? And listen to your body on feel. All right, pause right there, Carrie. When you get to the top again, I wanna. Okay, put a little more bend into your elbow and lift with that elbow. There.
Okay.
You feel that more right here?
Yeah.
Oh, my baby. Oh my gosh. It's my baby, that little. Okay, Suki, you too. Pause right there, Suki. Elbow. Lift your with your, yes, but not that high, about shoulder height.
Okay.
Yeah, and you should feel that in the top of your shoulder more.
Yeah.
Okay. Julie, you too. Just lift with that elbow a little bit more. Not like this. Okay, pause. Looks good. All right, girls. I want to squeeze in one more exercise for you. And then this is not goodbye. This is just one chapter closed. I will see you soon. Okay. I want to finish with some core on the floor with your band and your block. One knee on your block. Take your band. You're going to exhale. palm faces the floor. And the wrist might want to find its way up to the shoulder. Pull that wrist so it's at bra line level, or bra line within your torso. Inhale, expand at your back. Exhale. And you should feel this on this lower part of your belly as you extend that bottom leg, and then right through here, and of course in your mid back. Good, Leah. Pull your wrists down towards your hips, maybe 1 more inch. Better. Yeah, can you feel that more in your tummy and less into your shoulder? Okay. Okay, Suki, you are? Okay. Suki, I think you're gonna put it in your other hand.
Okay. I need to pull on the side with my knees up.
Yes.
Okay.
That's right.
I did the same thing, and I'm like, I can't say.
Yeah, if you can't do it, it's not you. It's the alignment.
Okay.
Yes. Okay, and as you lift, you're keeping those hips square. You're fighting to keep those hips square, and you're pulling that band out and down, just like in that reverse fly that we did in the middle. But now it's a single arm reverse fly. Julie, switch which knee has the block.
My left.
Can then switch the arms.
Oh, I was wondering why I kept tipping over.
If you can't do it, it's not you, it's the alignment. Okay, and then Suki, move your arm out a little wider, out like towards the wall rather than towards your hip. Yeah, nope, like this.
Like just straight.
Straight out to the side.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Yeah. Is that better?
Yes. Can you feel that more in your mid back and right here in your tummy more?
Yep.
Okay, and think about this too, you girls, is sometimes as we get tired, we just tend to like bend with our elbow, but you want to keep those arms, the arm long with a soft bend. So it looks like this on the floor. And this would be great practice right here. You put your hands on your ribs where you can feel those ribs either getting wrapped or arching to get you more movement. The body will always try to find the path of least resistance. So if you're asking it to get a bigger range of motion, the range of motion is only important if you can maintain stability with your trunk and alignment with your trunk. Yes, Julie, like that. If you start feeling this in your neck and your shoulder, ask yourself, say like, okay, I should be feeling it there, but it's not the primary spot. You should be feeling this mostly in your mid back. Get that wrist in line with your elbow, and elbow, wrist in alignment with your ribs right here. Yes. Oh, Sarah, I love it. Yeah, that was great. Okay, so always a soft bend in the elbow. When we lock out the elbow, then you're gonna place that work into the shoulder. It's harder, but it should be harder. You're using more muscles to stabilize rather than just locking out the joint to get the joint to throw itself out. All right, girls. You guys feel good about this?
Yeah.
This one? Okay. I'm sweating. I don't know if it's a lot of work or like my AC in my gym is broken. So I'm like, duh.
Sweating. It felt like a good work. I feel like what was that? 4 exercises? 5?
Wait, say that again.
I was asking, was that like 5 exercises that we just did?
Maybe like, I think I have 7 on here, but I mean, it's like you break it up, it's,
I was just gonna say, like, once you get it, like the full exercise, if you did like 3 rounds of each one of those exercises, that's like a killer workout.
That's like a 30-minute workout. I'm dead after just showing you girls that. My husband brings me hot coffee. I'm like freaking sweating. I don't want to be a bitch. Nice.
I did your glutes today, so this is good. It's evening me out.
What was that, Julie?
I did the 15-minute glute one yesterday, so now I'm getting the top half.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Good. Well, the goal of this one is to get everything. Yeah, we can't forget about this, right? Like there's a lot of hyper focus in the pelvic floor world about glutes and hips, and that is super duper duper like important, like super duper duper important, because all of those muscles are directly interconnected to your pelvic floor and your posture. But the other piece of that is like we have to be aware of our posture up here, because this is connected to this. And if you would just work on one and you don't work on the other, there's still some underlying issues. And I mean, even myself, like I'm still carrying my baby like this. Like the other day, I'm like making coffee, and it's like a 4-minute experience, and I'm like, she's breastfeeding, and I'm like holding her, and I'm like, oh my God, this is so bad for my pelvic floor. Like I should not be like this. But then sometimes you just have to allow it, because we're living life, but being aware and saying, okay, I'm going to do a reset. Hear my voice when you like are blowing your nose or like holding your baby with bad posture. Just be like, okay, we have to live, right? You can't avoid it, but being aware of it when you're cutting food and you're like, you notice you're like your posture, you're squeezing your glutes as you're like chopping or washing vegetables. Reset. Those like the exercises are amazing, and they are going to strengthen your body, but your awareness of your habits when you're not exercising is just as important as the movements that you're doing, because you're only exercising 10, 15, 30 minutes, 4 days a week. You're living your life every other minute of the day. So those super small, seemingly insignificant habits that you do every day without noticing are huge efforts compacted over time.
Absolutely.
All right, ladies, it's a pleasure. It's been a joy. Gone, but not gone forever. We'll see you in like a couple weeks.
Okay.
Yeah.
You wanted to stay in motion, and like, I'll send you a text. Well, I'll be in touch with you. I think I still had a couple one-on-ones to do with a couple of you. And I want to make sure you get that, and I honor that. What was I going to say? One-on-ones. Oh yeah, I'll send you the list of like questions. If you could pick a few and then send those videos to me today or tomorrow at the latest. I know I'm asking a lot and putting some like very little notice on you, but just having it doesn't have to be perfect, but just having it is gold for me, truly. And then I'll send you another message later tonight with videos and about how to keep our workouts going.
Woohoo! I'm excited. Thank you, Karra.
Thank you. Thanks.
Thanks, girls.
Good,
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Baby.